Today my dad is going to be making a pot. Here's one of the pots he has made. And he has 2 popsicle sticks and a scraping thing. He has water and all his materials and his clay. Also his mold. We hope you enjoyed the video. Bye! Say bye, Tyler. Bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Tony Soares. I'm going to be making a bowl today about this size. This is an unfired piece of pottery. I'll be painting this one later and showing how to fire it. So I'm starting out with a ball of clay about the size of a lemon, maybe a little bit bigger. I'll start by sticking my thumbs in this. And just pinch and turn, pinch and turn. I want to thin out the bottom. Probably about 1/4 of an inch thick. Slowly work the clay upward. So this area is all thin and this area is thick. When I say thin, about that thick. Probably as thick as this gourd scraper. This clay is a fairly tight bodied clay. It's not a commercial clay, it's hand dug right out of the earth out here in the desert. Then I'm going to start pinching from the outside. We're going to go up. These are kind of like serving bowls. I've seen some of the old pieces over in New Mexico and all over through the Southwest, and really high quality, real finely made. Some of them are nicely painted. Some of them are just plainware. What I'm doing is just trying to thin this whole thing out fairly well, except for the very top of the lip. I'm going to come in with my gourd scraper. I'm going to pretty much only worry about the inside of the bowl right now. I've got the scraper. I'm just doing a real fluid sweep motion through there, pushing down fairly hard right against the palm of my hand, using it as a backup and my outer fingers there. I was always intrigued on how thin they made pieces in the olden days and how smooth they were. So for a nice bowl, this one might be a little on the big side at the moment, but I'm going to trim it down fairly shortly here. What I'm going to do is probably let it dry for about 20 minutes upside down, sitting on its lip, or even in a shallow form bowl like this you could use to let it set for a while, because right now it's still pretty pliable. Good set it like that, but it's going to want to squish the bottom down. I don't really want a really flat bottom pot. I'll just go through this and smooth it out one more time. And when it gets to be a little bit more leather hard, I'll scrape up the outside and trim the lip a bit. That's what we're starting with. Okay, so the bowl has set for about 20 minutes and dried up. If you're in a hurry, you can use a blow dryer or a heat gun. So I'm going to just set it on this little gourd scraper just to use it as a little bit of a turntable. So I've been scraping a little bit on the outside just to get it cleaned up for the video's sake. This is just a hacksaw blade that's been snapped in half, and I ground the one side, the smooth side, the toothy side there, just to kind of give me a little edge there. And this takes all the high spots down and puts them into the low spots. And if you don't want to use, if you want to be more of a primitive tech, we'll just use a popsicle stick or just a piece of bone or anything that's fairly smooth that you can use. So I'm still not worried about the lip so much yet. I'm just kind of getting the wall smoothed out. Add a little bit of water. I've got this popsicle stick here really leaning to the side, almost flat to the pot. If you go too much, you'll start getting little chunks sometimes. So I'll just kind of clean this up with a sponge. Use my fingers. So this pot's kind of set up, although it's still slightly flexible. I'll knock all those bumps out of there with just my fingers. This is really hard to do with commercial clay. Some of that stuff, I don't know, you might have a good source of commercial clay, but I rarely can find any that works that great for me. This is very low fire stuff, probably about 1700 degrees, and it's gonna melt down. So I'm gonna just take this hacksaw blade. I put a little bit of water in there. Gonna just kind of halfway slice through the bowl. And go all the way around again with some water. Each time you just cut a little bit deeper into the wall. If you do a sawing motion, it'll end up wrecking your bowl pretty good, so you don't want to do a sawing motion. So just enough to kind of lift that off. I'll just clean up this lip a little bit with my thumbs. Barely pushing, you just want to get that edge knocked down a tiny bit, because if you're serving food in it, you don't want a sharp edge on your lip. Take one of these scouring pads. You could use juniper bark or rabbit skin. Just kind of smooth it out. Make sure there's not too much water, and you never want to get water in the bottom of your bowl like I just did. Just, if you do, kind of wipe that up real quick. Otherwise, it will overhydrate the clay and crack it. So I'm just kind of pulling that real lightly across the lip there. Smooth it out with my fingertips. Then later on I can come back in and put a white slip on this, or a red slip, burnish it, and then paint it with a design. Nice little ice cream bowl or cereal bowl. We Wish bowl is what they call them out here, California, for acorn mush like. In my next video I'll show you how to paint a bowl like this. I'm Tony Soares, thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching my dad's pottery video. Please subscribe.